Plants. What do you think of when I say the word? Perhaps you imagine petite little daisies and old English roses growing in a beautiful garden. Maybe herbs, hand-picked, pungent, and ideal for cooking with. But what about danger, injury, and even death? Plants aren't made equal, and while some may look beautiful, they can be darn right scary. Here we explore the top 5 deadliest plants. Number 5. The Australian stinging nettle. Out in the subtropical rainforests of northeastern Queensland, Australia, Dendrocnidae moroides, known locally as the gimpy gimpy plant, is better known worldwide as the Australian stinging nettle. It is highly venomous and belongs to the Urticacea family, which is home to the more commonly known stinging nettle, Urtica dioica. This large woody shrub can be thought of as a small tree and is characterized by its large heart-shaped leaves. These leaves are notorious for being covered in formidable stinging hairs that deliver a potent neurotoxic venom. The hair-like structures act like tiny hypodermic needles, injecting venom upon contact, causing extreme pain that can feel like an electric shock and cause allergic reactions. In addition to the excruciating pain, swelling, and sometimes nausea or fatigue, the pain can last days or even weeks in severe cases. In 2020, scientists in Australia found toxins produced by the plant bear a strong resemblance to those of spiders and scorpions. Researchers, in fact, said that they found molecular structures of the venom which were not like, allowing the toxin to tangle and repeatedly target pain receptors in a victim, which caused the terrifying feature of extreme pain to last for weeks on end from a single touch. Number 4. Water hemlock. In the wetlands and marshes across North America resides one of the most poisonous plants, not only in North America, but the whole world. Cicuta maculata, commonly known as the water hemlock, is a highly toxic plant belonging to the humble Apiaceae family. You'll know this as the home of the carrot. So how does a cousin of the carrot find itself as one of the most deadly plants in the world? Well, whilst water hemlock resembles a wild carrot or parsley, with that familiar fern-like leaves and small white flowers arranged in an umbrella-shaped cluster known as an umbel, it actually contains potent toxins called cicutatoxin, which affects the central nervous system. Ingestion causes severe convulsions, seizures, abdominal pain, nausea, and can be fatal if not treated promptly. It is extremely toxic to humans and livestock, and it is vital to avoid consuming or even handling this plant, and immediate medical attention must be sought if any ingestion occurs. Number 3. Castor oil plant. What connects a pop culture phenomena, a shady KGB assassination, and the beauty industry? The answer, believe it or not, is a plant. Ricinus communis, commonly known as the castor oil plant, is a tropical/subtropical plant from the Euphorbiaceae family, a large growing shrub with broad lobe leaves and spiky seed capsules. It is widely cultivated for its seeds, which are processed to produce castor oil. Castor oil is used in cosmetics, medicine, and has industrial applications too. The seeds are shiny, and the mottled beans contain the highly useful castor oil, but more importantly, they also contain ricin, one of the most toxic proteins in the whole world. When seeds are produced to extract the oil, they must be very carefully handled to avoid ricin poisoning. Ricin is extremely toxic and highly poisonous if ingested, inhaled, or injected. Even tiny amounts can be fatal. Ricin inhibits protein synthesis, leading to cell death. And it's for this reason that pop culture phenomena Breaking Bad sees the main antagonist Walter White make ricin from the castor oil plant seeds several times across the series in order to eliminate his rivals. More worryingly, this has actually occurred in real life too, with the KGB murdering a Bulgarian dissident called Georgy Markov on the 7th of September 1987 using ricin. The ingenious spy plot unfolded on Waterloo Bridge in London, England, where the KGB agent used a poison-tip umbrella to stab Georgie in the thigh as he casually walked past before apologizing for bumping into him, then disappearing into a taxi. 2 days later, Georgie was dead from septicemia, a form of blood poisoning. Number 2. Wolfsbane. What's the difference, Potter, between monkshood and wolfsbane? Do you know the answer to this? Fear not if you don't. Plant entomology and nomenclature, a fancy name for the origin and way of choosing plants, is a complex yet fascinating subject. Poor Harry Potter may not know the difference, but can you imagine if he'd been asked what Aconitum napellus was? If you're lost, don't worry. Professor Snape clears it all up. Monkshood and wolfsbane are the same plant, which also goes by the name of aconite. So indeed, aconite, wolfsbane, monkshood, they all refer to the exact same plant in the genus Aconitum, which are a highly toxic member of the Ranunculaceae family. The same as those sweet, innocent, yet very invasive buttercups that are in your lawn. Wolfsbane is native to the mountainous regions of Asia, in Europe, and North America. Aconite plants typically have tall, spike-like clusters of hooded, helmet-shaped flowers that come in shades of blue, purple, white, or yellow. This helmet shape was said to look like a monk with his hood up, hence the common name monk's hood. The name wolfsbane was thought to come from the tradition of using it to kill wolves and other animals by poisoning their bait with toxic roots. All parts of the plant, roots, leaves, and flowers, contain potent serpentine alkaloids, which are highly poisonous. Ingestion or even skin contact can cause severe symptoms including numbness, tingling, nausea, vomiting, dizziness, cardiac arrhythmias, and paralysis. It can be fatal if not treated promptly. In the case of any accidental ingestion, contact immediate urgent help. The plant had famously been used for murder in the case of Dr. George Henry Lamson, known as the Wimbledon Poisoner. On December the 3rd, 1881, Dr. Lamson visited his brother-in-law Percy, who was the last person standing between him and a huge inheritance payout. He visited him at the school under the pretense that he was just stopping by to say hello before taking a trip to Florence to visit his father. In reality, Lamson had come to London in order to pawn his possessions and borrow money, given his ever-growing debts. Lamson took cake and decided to sit down with Percy and the teacher, Mr. Bedbrook. Lamson brought in the cake, known as Dundee cake, and after they'd eaten it all, he pulled out his bag a box of capsules. Turning to Percy's teacher, he said, "While in America, I did not forget you. I brought these special capsules with me. You will find them very useful to give the boys in the school medicine." Handing the empty capsules to Mr. Bedbrook to examine, Dr. Lamson took another, opened it, and spooned in some sugar. He then closed the capsule, passed it to Percy, saying, "Here, Percy, you are a champion pill taker. Take this and show Mr. Bedbrook how easy it is to take." Percy took it and immediately became ill. He was carried down to his bedroom vomiting. He was in fits of agony and forcibly had to get held down. The anguish lasted for hours. The trial text said he felt like his throat was closing up and his skin was being drawn up. Dr. Little and Dr. Berry, two guest doctors, realized there was absolutely nothing they could do to save Percy, and they attempted to ease his pain with morphine. In the extended trial records, the effects of the poison are detailed as being exceedingly rapid. It paralyzed his sensory nerves and reduced his pulse to about 40 beats per minute. Aconite poisoning is known to dilate and contract the pupils before it kills, ultimately paralyzing the respiratory muscles as well as the motor nerves. In the case of poor Percy, he slipped into a comatose state. Then shortly after 11 p.m., he died. The signs of poisoning were clear. Percy's bodily expulsions were kept for examination. Suspicions lay immediately upon the feet of Dr. Lamson. Lamson was tried in March 1882 at the Old Bailey for murder and was found guilty. He had poisoned Percy in both his portion of his cake and also in the capsule that he gave him, both containing aconitine. Aconite overall is a very dangerous plant, valued for its toxic properties, but requiring careful respect and caution. For all its danger, though, it must be said that it's still to this day a commonly used plant in any garden, adorning many a herbaceous border with its beautiful purple flowers. Just make sure you realize that its beauty should be feared as much as it is admired. Number 1. Deadly Nightshade. Deadly nightshade, also known as belladonna or Atropa belladonna, is native to Europe, North Africa, and Western Asia. It is a highly toxic perennial plant belonging to the Solanaceae family. You'll know Solanaceae as the home of tomatoes, eggplants, and the humble potato. So how does a cousin of the potato find itself as the most deadly plant in the world? Hear us out. Deadly nightshade has large oval dark green leaves and bell-shaped purple to bluish black flowers. The berries it produces from these flowers are shiny, also dark black, and about the size of a cherry. But these contain tropine alkaloids such as atropine, hyoscyamine, and scopolamine, all of which are highly poisonous. Ingesting any part of the plant, but especially the berries, can cause dilated pupils, blurred vision, dry mouth, difficulty swallowing, hallucinations, seizures, and potentially death due to respiratory failure. It is extremely poisonous. Avoid ingestion at all costs and do not handle the plant unless trained. It must be kept away from children and pets, and immediate medical attention must be sought if it is accidentally ingested. In history, the use of deadly nightshade as a poison was most famously recorded in ancient Rome. Rumour has it that the Roman Empress Livia Drusilla used the juice of the berries from a deadly nightshade plant to murder her husband, famous Emperor Augustus. Did you enjoy learning about deadly plants today? Hit that like and subscribe button for more content like this from the Top 5 Garden channel.